quality management. Our recipient this year is Mayor Brian Schenk, Village of Naples. Brian, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you to the members of the NYWEA Board and Awards Committee for considering the achievements of the Naples community worthy of such recognition. While the intent of the Frank E. VanLare Award is to recognize the contributions and commitment of an elected official, this honor truly belongs to the entire community of Naples, and I couldn't be more proud to share it with them as a collective. Because you see, ensuring quality of life through the investment in and protection of our natural resources can only be accomplished through partnerships. Words couldn't adequately express what an honor it is to have been selected to receive this award and to be in the company of such motivated and forward-thinking individuals. Until very recently, Naples was the only community in Ontario County without such vital infrastructure as a public sewer system. I certainly understand how this fact raises so many questions. Naples also happens to be located in the highly regarded Canandaigua Lake watershed with naturally reproducing rainbow trout streams and other vital natural resources. Dating back more than 40 years, village officials recognized the looming and negative impacts of private septic systems upon our natural resources, and several attempts were made to address the issue, but only to result in failure. Why is that? Of course, one would question this. Today, it's globally recognized that proper infrastructure, such as water and sewer utilities, are the building blocks of a vital and successful community. By protecting the foundational elements of our limited natural resources, we're also able to economically thrive. I must reflect on the day I entered public office in June of 2012 and literally shell-shocked to be elected and directly on the heels of the most recently failed attempt to build public sewer infrastructure. Not to mention a decaying local economy. I not only question the wisdom and sanity of entering public office under these pressures, but my instinct was to question why. How does this happen that such vital infrastructure sought to protect our water quality and vitality fails time and time again? The issue became quickly clear. As elected representatives, we all believe that we're considering the concerns of our constituents. We all recognize that there are difficult and uncomfortable choices to make for the benefit of an entire community. But these choices are not, nor should they be, unilateral decisions, but they need to incorporate the understanding and support of those directly impacted. It was evident to me that the failure to build public sewer infrastructure in the village hinged on two very important points. One, cost. What is this going to cost me is the primary referendum driver for a community considering any major capital project. And two, why? Why do we need this when what we're currently doing seems to work just fine? Recognizing that the communication and development of community, environmental, and economic partnerships would be an inclusive and constructive formula, the community of Naples was able to overcome self-defeating obstructions. With the help of a community stakeholder-based sewer development committee, Ontario County Economic Development Agency, Ontario County Soil and Water, our regional partners with the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation, Finger Lakes Regional Economic Development Council, and so many others, we overcame these barriers. On top of this, our engineering firm, Hunt Engineers, based out of Horseheads, New York, provided multiple solutions to the issue, but always maintained the philosophy and goal to provide the best possible infrastructure, meeting the needs, goals, objectives, and attainability for our community. As one might imagine, the possibilities and potential are endless. I'm reminded of a quote from Francis of Assisi. When we've tried and tried again, people begin to regard efforts as being impossible. Well, nothing's impossible. We simply need to apply a winning strategy. Francis of Assisi stated, start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly you are doing the impossible. In the end, Mr. Steed of Hunt Engineers introduced us to technological breakthroughs involving a new and greener approach to long-tested technology. The result was a first of its kind rotating biological contactor treatment facility in the state of New York. Through these partnerships, what the community of Naples has achieved is nothing short of spectacular. A first of its kind in the state RBC treatment facility that uses sunlight, algae, and bacteria symbiotically to treat waste as is done naturally without the need for heavy chemical infusions. 2, a modular and expandable facility requiring limited operation and maintenance or expansion costs. And 3, an aesthetically pleasing footprint. This type of facility literally looks and functions like a greenhouse situated on agricultural property. One of the most important aspects of this type of facility, there are no foul odors produced, as one would expect from a standard facility. The Village of Naples could not be more proud to serve as both an environmental and economic model in the state of New York. Our funding partners, environmental facilities, New York State DEC, Water Quality Improvement Project, Water Infrastructure Improvement Program, our New York State and federal legislators couldn't be more proud of this amazing achievement, and I couldn't be more proud of all of these fine people for recognizing the ingenuity and tenacity of one small community in the state of New York for having the courage to say, oh yes, we can. It's with enormous gratitude for the Naples community that I accept this award today. This is truly a great honor. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize Senator VanLare for his commitment to community and our environment and for serving as a prestigious role model for all public officials. It is a great honor to accept this award, and I fully intend to help others pursue these common goals and objectives. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mayor Schenk. I really appreciate you being here and taking the time with us today. We're going to back up a slide for the Nelson A. Rockefeller Award. State Senator Cousins is here with us. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Bill. And it's just really an honor to be the recipient of this prestigious award. I want to just congratulate all my fellow honorees. I was listening to the mayor talking about the sewage treatment plant being odorless, and I had to think about how I first got into the mindset of actually running for elected office back when I ran for the county legislature in 1995. And it was around the sewage treatment plant that was really had become not only an eyesore on the Hudson River, but it was just, it was just so odorous and nobody would do anything about it. And so that's kind of where I began my career. So to hear him talk about how he'd managed to do it eco-friendly, odor-free, just tells us how far we've come. I also back up to the point that I was born, I'm a New York City native, and we lived in public housing, again, on the Hudson River, and, had no idea how much my environment played into my asthma, whether it was from the constant burning of trash or the understanding that the Hudson was never, ever, ever to be touched because it was polluted, and what could we do? I didn't realize until I was an adult the impact that we as human beings have on our environment, and the fact that it does not have to be that way. And of course, the organizations like yours that have been so important in moving forward the concept and the necessity and giving the tools and the inspiration to clean up our environment, to make sure we have clean air and clean water is just critical to the awareness that people need to have in order to sustain our planet. I never thought when I was, growing up as a child, as an African-American woman with so many limited options back in the day, that I would ever be in the position to actually contribute to sustaining the planet, cleaning up air, cleaning up water, and to be now in the majority and the majority leader of the Senate. I see this responsibility as one of the major things that I have to do. So when I took the head, when I became head of the Senate in 2019, I mean, we decided that we were just going to go full steam ahead in order to protect our environment. And you know what we've done. In addition to limiting the exposure of New Yorkers to harmful chemicals, we've banned offshore drilling, we've banned single-use plastic bags. We were able to pass the first, the most progressive, according to the New York Times, Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act that actually also has the Climate Council, which is going to, be focused on environmental justice areas, such as the one that I grew up in. We passed a Green Amendment, which actually says that we have the right to clean air and water, among so many others. My colleagues in the Senate majority are focused on making sure that what we do enhances the sustainability of the planet and honors, Mother Earth and the fact that we want to leave the planet much better than how we, received it. So thank you so much, Mr. Nylik, President Nylik, and the board for giving me this honor. I promise that we will continue to work together to make sure that New York is a leader in protecting our environment.
Thank you, Senator Cousin. It's really a pleasure to have you here today, and we appreciate all of your work, and very, very glad that you could join us. Thank you so much. Sure. Have a nice day.
Thank you too.
All right, jump back ahead. Now we are on to the New York Water Environment Association technical papers.